So before I do the video, could you like the video, could you follow my channel, and could you click on notifications? So this is a really important video. It might look boring, but it is a lot more important than you think. I'm on Todwick Road. That's taking you into Dinnington. That's taking you down to Magilla, along Common Road, into North Anston. That's taking you down to Todwick. That's Common Road. That's taking you down the Brampton straight mile. Now, the other day when I was going into Sheffield, I noticed all these piles of earth in the field, and the workmen are not here today. I came to do the video yesterday and I got one of the facts wrong, which was really important, but I did some more investigation and the plot really does thicken. So the other day when I was driving through, I thought they were doing an archaeological dig, and then I remembered there was talk about a solar panel farm being here, and I've done quite a bit of investigation the last few days on it, and it's going to be a 300-acre solar panel farm. It's going to actually power 20,000 homes a year. Now it's owned by a company called Banks Renewables, and I've done some investigation because this is what I was going to ask people yesterday. And Banks Renewables, my understanding, was bought out by Brookfield last year, and it's a Canadian asset management company, a global one. And guess who actually owns this? Oh sorry, he's the chairman of Brookfield's, Mark Carney, the ex-Bank of England chairman. Now, you've probably heard about Wilco going bust. Well, Wilco's got a big warehouse out at Manton Wood that works up. Now they sold that on to DHL, which is a German company, and then they, for 40 million or 45 million, they then sold it on to, guess what, Brookfield, Canadian global asset management company, for about 80 million. Now DHL are actually leasing back the old Wilco site at Worksup. But the problem is I'm trying to pick out the solar panel farm, sorry, the wind turbine farm at Ulley. Try asking for the power created by these directly at the companies, and they won't tell you. Well, they wouldn't at another company. They said it was commercial information, but wouldn't you be crowing about how much energy we're producing from these wind farms? But back to this £300 million solar panel farm that's going to power 20,000 homes for probably the next 40 years. I think they're saying that they're giving £2 million to local projects over the next 40 years or so, just to oil the wheels really. But it doesn't take a lot to get developments past Rotherham Borough Council. Quite happy to build on our greenfield. But my biggest concern about all of this is we are only producing 60% our own food. Since 1998, the population of the UK has increased by 11 million, but I think it's closer to 20 million. Rather than being a 64 million population in the UK, I think it's closer to 80 million. That's what the food industry say. So we're building a 300-acre solar panel farm on prime farming land, or we're building on prime farming land when we're only producing 60% of our food. It's an absolute joke. We've got an overpopulated country. I'm just trying to find a house in the middle of there, focus on that. Now the thing is, some of the solar panel farms, they actually have animals on them, which I'm not sure it's great with all that electric buzzing around. And they also, I think, grow food under some of them. But here they're just going to plant wildflowers around them for the bees. Yeah, I'm all for looking after our bees, but we're not going to be growing food on this land now for 40 years. It's absolutely incredible, really, isn't it? But the other thing is, after 40 years, what happens? You've got 300 acres of solar panels that are no longer required. So you've actually created another level of pollution around here, or you've created more pollution. Now, what I believe we should have been doing is, we should have been putting the new technology onto coal-fired power stations and producing clean energy from coal. And then what we should have done is had a plan that when nuclear fusion comes online in how many years I don't know, then we can get the cheap energy. But we're not even going to be building our own nuclear plants, I don't think. But at the moment we've got this crazy thing of electric cars, and these electric cars are more polluting again because the materials it takes to source a battery on a car, on top of that the car batteries don't last very long, and then you've got further pollution from the car batteries. And some of these car batteries are quite dangerous because when they explode they don't cause havoc. But some of the green solutions they talk about, whether it's solar panels or wind turbines, are heavily subsidised by the government, or they were heavily subsidised by the government. And I'd like to know how much this project's costing. So Brookfield's bought banks out for about £1 billion. So how much is this project actually costing? And what subsidies do they get from the government for actually building these solar panel farms? So I'll just show you something around here. You know, it's quite in the bit of the countryside here, but it's an extremely busy road now, the Todwick Road from Dinnington to Todwick. You can see All Saints Church at Lawton-on-the-Moor then. But can anybody else give me any more information on this solar panel farm? So I'll see just a quick overview on it, and I'll keep tabs on this over the next year. I can't see a single workman on it today. Yesterday there were workmen in holes with high visors on, and I had to laugh. So you've got high visors on. I think there were one vehicle in field. You've got an high vis on, but on top of that they've got safety helmets on, as though something's going to drop out of the sky and a bang, fall on the head. Now, I worked in the 1980s steel industry. Yeah, I always had my steel toe caps on, but I very rarely had my helmet on in heavy industry. And nowadays people are putting high visors on, which we never wore, and we had big locomotives carrying molten metal around. I never heard anybody getting hit by a train. You were damn careful, because an high vis won't protect you, and the same with the helmets. You know, it's just an absolute joke. But that's it, just a quick overview on the new solar panel farm coming to Todwick Road between Dinnington and Anston. And if you've got any further information on it, please tell me and I'll keep you posted in the future.